Welcome back, guys, to the 20th episode of the Do Your Job podcast. My name is Tyler. You know me from TikTok at the official Pats Hype House. And today, we do have some breaking news with the New England Patriots. But today, we're gonna touch the Celtics first. And because I feel like the Celtics is going to be the major topic today, not the Pats. So today will probably be a shorter type episode. I don't know how long it's going to take us to go over everything. But we will talk the Patriots and their new signing and free agency, and some stuff Robert Kraft said today. We're gonna get into all that, and I don't think we're gonna touch much on the Bruins or Red Sox. If we do, a little bit, and then we'll definitely talk Celtics, which is what we're gonna do first. But before we get into anything sports related, I have been thinking about it and trying to figure out a schedule. I think we're going to go with every Tuesday and Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard. I'm definitely locked in on Tuesday for a post, but I'm just debating if we should do if it's Friday. I might make it Saturday at 6 or Saturday sometime in the afternoon. But I'm just thinking, let me know what you guys think, Friday or Saturday. Right now, I'm leaning towards Friday. There will be a post this Friday, so we're going to try out Friday first. And if it's not good, we'll switch to Saturday. Right now, it is still just me on the pod today. I'm going to try and get Nolan back soon, but he is busy today. So when most of the time will probably be me, but I'm going to start having more guests on. And Nolan will also be on whenever he can. And I'm going to try and have a guest for Fridays. If not, it will still just be me, but there will be a guest soon. And last thing before we touch on the Celtics is on the weekends. I'll probably do like weekend nights. Probably will do a live stream. Which those won't be scheduled. Those will just be whenever, we in the mood for it, and whenever, a lot of people want to join, and just whenever really it fits. So that's what live streams we've done them before. They're on StreamYard. They'll be on YouTube though. So right here where you listen to this. So we'll be streaming. It'll be live chat, answering questions, anything you want. We could do a draft live stream depending on when it is and everything. But that is the last thing before we get into the Celtics. The Celtics did snap their 6-game winning streak last night to the Toronto Raptors, but the Celtics did have 4 starters out. The Celtics were missing Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Al Horford, and Rob Williams, which we'll talk about him more in a minute. But the thing is, I think the Celtics have shown more good things in this game than bad, because you had 4 of the best players on the team out last night, and you took a very good Toronto Raptor team into overtime and only lost by 3 points. I think that's very impressive by our bench players. I'm pretty sure. Let me just look really quick. Marcus Smart had 28 points. Grant Williams had 17. Dietrich White 15. Peyton Pritchard with 10. Neesmith with 13. So it was more spread out than with a Tatum and Jaylen Brown type of game. So I do like that. I like that our bench players are able to come up and put on points. But it's really with literally both of our best starters out and a defensive player of the year candidate now out to miss several weeks. That's not looking good. But this team will be just fine. I think they'll have Rob Williams back for the second round. They just have to get there first. They will be just fine, though. I'm pretty sure Tatum, Brown, and Al will all be back for their game Wednesday. It does kind of suck for this to happen right now as soon as they take first place in the East. But like I said, it's nothing to be sad about or just get worried about, because the bench players showed they can go out and take a very good Toronto Raptor team, which let me just check where they are. They're 6 right now, but the 6th, 7th, 8th, and are all really close. Are all like 3 games behind the 4th seed, so they're all like really in there with the Bulls, the Nets. They have a better record than the Nets right now. So the Raptors are not a bad team, and our bench took them to overtime, which is really good good news for the Celtics. The standings now are a bit confusing because the Celtics have 47 wins, 29 losses, and they sit in fourth place. But second and third have 46 wins, so one less, but 28 losses. That puts them one more loss, so it puts them in fourth. But they're all one game back. The Celtics can, I think, with a Heat's loss, retake the first place spot. Yes, the Celtics play the Heat on Wednesday, so if they win that game, I'm pretty sure they move right back up to first place. Right now, with no play-in game, if the play-in game wasn't a thing, if the Celtics got back to the one, they would play the Cavaliers, which without Time Lord, Rob Williams, I would take a Cavaliers matchup because that would be a sweep, maybe a 5-1, 4-1. That would be a very quick series. Give time for Rob Williams to come back and be ready for that second round, which could be anyone. So let's talk Rob Williams. Let's just talk about him now. The anchor of the Celtics defense, the best defense in the league, definitely the best part to this defense, has a torn meniscus. He will have surgery, which sucks. It really sucks. He had an MRI on Monday, which revealed the tear, and he will miss the rest of the season. We don't know when he'll be back, but he will be back for the playoffs. Like, it's not going to take that long. So the expectation is right now that it's going to be second round. So that's why we're trying to just not get like the Nets first round without Rob Williams, because he would really, really help. So playing the Cavs first round will be great, because then we could potentially have Williams back for the second round. Udoka said Monday that they're absolutely hoping for the best because some operations keep you out for longer than others. So this could not be too bad, which is really what we're hoping for right now. The Celtics still won 24 out of the last 29 games. And I think this Wednesday is going to be a really interesting game. It's really going to shape how the playoffs go. It's the Celtics and the Heat. I think this game could really decide the seeding for the Celtics and the Heat, because I think they have the tiebreaker over the Heat, which is really good. So if they can get that win, this is a huge game. They need to win this. I'm pretty sure Tatum and Brown, Horford will all be back for this game. I don't know about Brown, but I think Tatum and Horford will be back. But this is just a big game for the Celtics to win. And I think they will, because with having just even Tatum back, like put Tatum in the Raptors game, they win by 10 points. He is that much of a factor right now. So put Tatum, Horford in, they're going to win this game. Tatum and no Brown, no Horford, no Williams. It's hard, but I still think they're going to win the game against the Heat. And then Friday, they take on the absolutely embarrassment of a team, the Indiana Pacers, who sit at 25-51. I will be there. So the podcast will be pre-recorded, which most of them are already, but it will probably record it Thursday and then post it Friday. So that is pretty much it for the Celtics. So now to talk about the New England Patriots. We will see how things go, but I think we're going to talk about draft prospects and targets on Friday. Because I don't want to waste a draft stream or predictions until we get closer to the draft. So I think we're just going to talk about targets Friday. And maybe if we have enough time before we end this one, we'll talk about some targets. But I'm thinking targets will be on Friday. So during Robert Kraft's time as an owner, the Pats have been pretty damn dominant, and that's an understatement. They've won 6 Super Bowls, consecutive postseason victories at home. It was been a normal thing for the Patriots. Over the last 3 years, things have changed. You let the single-handedly best athlete of all time, best sports player of all time, walk right out the door when he was willing to stay, but you didn't pay him. That's where you messed up one Kraft. And then you get Cam Newton, which I don't completely blame you for. That was a good move. At the time, like, you're sitting there with Jarrett Stidham, who you didn't think he could play, but you're already committed to Stidham, so you had to go with him. And then you bring in Cam Newton, beginning of like training camp, pretty much. Not training camp, a little bit before that, but he really had no time to get this playbook in. And he looked good. Beginning of the season, he looked good. We thought, okay, maybe this is happening. Then he gets COVID, and then the whole season absolutely just fails. Complete failure of a 7-9 season. Which for us, for the Pats fans out there, this is no one wants to see a 7-9 season after completely dominating. So then you turn it around next year. You go out, you get 6-7 guys on the first day of free agency. Who's turned out to be really any good? Like, really good. So far. Let's look. Nelson Aguilar, bust. Well, we can't say bust, but he didn't do anything last year. Jonnu Smith, you paid him. He was one of the most paid free agents. He did nothing last year. Like Devin Godwich or whatever his name is. Why would you sign him day one and spend big money? That was a horrible move. I mean, I liked their aggressiveness last year, but man, some of the moves were horrible. Horrible. Like, those guys are like day 5 guys. Like, they will not go, and you can get them for cheap. Really cheap. But no, they just spent all their money. And now, this year, we're seeing the effects of that, and they should have spent it on... I mean, I give them credit for trying. I absolutely give them credit for trying. But I just don't think they hit on every single player, which is never going to happen, but they didn't get enough. You do have guys like Hunter Henry, I think Hunter Henry was the best signing, the best all-season signing, I should say. Kendrick Bourne, very, 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 very average, not in a bad way. He was a great signing. He was just like an average receiver, though. But that's it. He did help a lot, but he's still an average receiver. That was still a great signing. Then you have Judon, which a lot of people want to say the best signing is Judon. Where was he the last 6 weeks of the season when it most matters? I mean, I personally think he was hurt, but, there was never any reports of that. He just looked like he was hurt. He looked off. He completely fell off. He went on a very hot streak, something 5-6 games in a row with a sack. And he looked good. He looked really good, and then it just completely stopped. So there's that. And there's a couple more of guys. I don't even remember their name. That's how bad it was. And then that season looked pretty good. That looked pretty good. You went 10-7, I believe it was. But the end of the season was just horrendous. Horrendous. And here, I think this season will be more efficient on defense because Belichick will be calling the plays on offense and on defense, which I will go into this on Friday on why I think they went from being the 1 seed all the way down to the 6, I think they were, and what happened there. I'll get into that on Friday. I'm trying to stay on topic here. But then that season was good. So the whole regular season was pretty average for the Pats, 10-7. That's all right. And then you get absolutely killed in the playoffs. First time in 2 years, you get absolutely killed. That was embarrassing. Really embarrassing. And Kraft is pissed. He is pissed in his team. So, I mean, as any owner would be, he's pissed. We have not lived up to for the Patriots, the Patriot way. And Kraft spoke this morning. And quote, "First, more than anything, it bothers me that we haven't been able to win a playoff game in the last 3 years," on the Greg Bedard Boston Journal. And he thinks last year was their best draft in the previous 4 years or so. So I think last year's draft was great too. And then now we sit in the 2022 season. You've gotten guys like Ty Montgomery, Malcolm Butler. I mean, big step down from last year in free agency. You didn't spend anything as near as much. And I think this year would be a lot harder to mess up than last year. There's some good talent out there right now. And now everyone thinks you're going to suck this year. Kraft does not believe so. He thinks this year will be better than last year. He believes in the development of Mac Jones, and the guys they drafted last year will be much, much better. And I believe so too. I believe that the Patriots will have a decent year. I think people are still overreacting. The thing is right now, they're going to say, is they've done this before. They used to never spend. It's also when you had the greatest quarterback of all time on your roster. So I'm a mixed bag right now. I have to definitely wait to see the draft. There's still trades that could happen. So it's way too early to say this team, as they are ranked right now as the 11th best in the AFC. Which I think it's ridiculous to put them there. Maybe 7th, 6th. And then you just try and compare them to teams, and it gets hard. So then it just kind of says what I'm saying. So it's just way too early to make any type of predictions. You have drafts, you have trades. It's not even June yet. Not even June. In June's when a lot of stuff happens. So we shall see what happens there. Breaking news today: Patriots signed safety Jabrill Peppers to a 1-year, $5 million deal, and I think this is probably their best signing they made so far. He's actually pretty good. If you guys don't know him, he's been with the Giants the last 2 years. He's been a captain with Joe Judge, who's now an offensive coach on the Patriots. So there's the connection there, but it's, again, offense, defense. He's 5'11", 215 pounds. He's a longtime captain, so he will definitely be very good with McCourty, Adrian Phillips. He's going to help Kyle Duggar keep developing. He visited them yesterday for a workout, and it apparently went really well. He was out last year, week 6, ACL injury on his right knee. He will be back, expected to be back for a training camp, start of it. This guy, he's pretty good. Like he's ranked like 3rd over the last like 4 seasons in QB pressures with 40 or something like that. It's a good stat. So he's going to help a lot. This is, like I've said, this is probably their best move they made. He started 59 out of 61 games. Drafted in 2017, first round pick. So he does have potential still. He's young. 333 tackles, 4.5 sacks, 4 interceptions, 4 forced fumbles. So we definitely like to see the interceptions be higher, but I still think he will really, really help a team that's in need of secondary corners. I think he will definitely fit in. And another thing about him, big factor, he can return punts. He's fast. He's fast. That's the thing I forgot to say. He's 5'11", and he's gonna be fast. So he will be able to return punts. I still think Ghana would have been better, but it's whatever. Definitely would have kept Ghana. And the Patriots have a lot of options. At DP now. They got Kyle Duggar, Adrian Phillips, Jonathan Jones, Miles Bryant, and now you add Peppers on there. It's a very big depth group. Very big. He's over the past 2 years, he's lined up at outside corner, slot corner, and deep safety. So he literally does it all. It's literally what it says. Is he quite does it all. And we are in need of a guy that can do it all because he can play anywhere, and that's what we need. So definitely, I'll give it an A signing because just how much he'll help. Not an A plus because he's not elite, but definitely an A signing. And before we end this today, the Boston Bruins. We'll just talk about the Bruins Red Sox. Talk about their games real quick. Bruins play tonight against a rival, Toronto Maple Leafs, looking to get right back into that third place in the Atlantic Division. Maple Leafs and Bruins are literally locked up. Same amount of points, same games played, same win-loss. They're both 41 in 19. So winner is in the third place tonight. So this is a big game for the Bees. Definitely tune into that. You really quickly pull up the Red Sox really quick. Red Sox lost again in spring training today, 6-2 to the Pirates. Don't take them losing in spring training bad because the Red Sox are going to be absolutely stacked this year, and we will talk about that more on Friday. So Friday's pod is going to be it's going to be a Patriot podcast. I think I haven't decided yet. I definitely want to talk about the Red Sox more though, and what this lineup is going to look like because we touched a little bit about that on Sunday. So I think Friday might be a little bit of a longer podcast, maybe 30 minutes. So I want to, Friday's going to have to definitely talk about the Celtics because I want to see how they bounce back from that loss against Toronto. So I'll talk about that Friday. We're going to talk about, the Patriots and what was I saying earlier? All right, I'll get back to that. We'll talk Celtics. We'll talk Red Sox, their lineup, and then really just how the Patriots, yes, how they fell off after the bye week. Those are going to be your three major things for Friday. And I hope you guys, if you did watch the whole thing, thank you so much as always. You guys are the best. Make sure to follow me on TikTok and Instagram at the official Pat's Hype House. Show me some love there. Love all you guys. My name is Tyler. See you guys on Friday.